So here we are. We finally made it to the end. All the way from the game that started it all. Wait, no, not that game. No, what the no, not that game either. All the way from the game that started it all. It's amazing to see how we went from this to this to this. And it's been a long wait, man, but it's finally here. Elden Ring, the holy grail of video games, the video game of all video games, the one game to rule them all. That's apparently the biggest fucking thing in gaming since Pong, I guess. And I think it's finally time we ask ourselves the questions that's been on all of our minds. A question that's been on the mind of the greatest thinkers in history, like Albert Einstein, Aristotle, and the guy that made white cheddar cheeses. And that question is, well, is Elden Ring worth the hype? Is Elden Ring really worth the hype? Is it the greatest game of all time? Is it the greatest thing that happened in the history of modern man since Osiris invented blowjobs? Well, yes and no. Hold on. Drop those pitchforks. Drop them now. Let me defend myself first. Yes, Elden Ring is worth the hype.
You need to leave!
Yes, Elden Ring is worth the hype. It's one of the most well-crafted, well-thought-out video games that I've ever played. And I've played a lot of video games in my 26 years of lifedom. Is lifedom a word? Probably not. Elden Ring takes all of the things that you loved about Dark Souls, and I mean all of the things that you loved and also kind of hated but forced yourself to love about Dark Souls, and amplified it by 10. And I mean everything from the bosses to the enemies, the uniqueness of the locations to the various weapons and abilities that you can mix and match to suit those various weapons. Spells, everything. Elden Ring takes all of those things and packs it into this world, just begging you to explore all that it has in store for you. And while previous Souls games would just have areas tacked on and a decent amount of things to discover, the game still had this thing where it feels like you weren't encouraged to explore really. At times, Dark Souls just felt like a boss rush really. Take for example, Dark Souls 3. A game that I love in my heart. Truly love this game. It's my second favorite Souls game behind Bloodborne. See, you beat Gundyr, right? Go to the shrine, you beat Vort, and then you beat the cursed rod in Greatwood, which is fine, sure. But with Elden Ring, once the world opens, you're free to go wherever you want. You're encouraged, almost forced, to travel the lands between and fight and discover whatever you can. It really feels like no two playthroughs are exactly the same, and there's so much variety in not only what you do, but how you do it and when you decide to do it. Also, the game really takes advantage of the power of new generation consoles and PCs. The audio is powerful and the visuals are breathtaking, and not necessarily because of the resolution, but because of the art direction of the open field and large vistas, as well as the uniqueness of the areas that you travel themselves. So if you want a game that exemplifies what it means to put player freedom first, then yeah, Elden Ring is worth the hype. Now, it's time to get to the no part of my question. The reason why some won't think that this game is worth the hype is, well, the audio is dynamic, the cutscenes are dramatic, enemy placements are traumatic, the dogs and crows are spastic, and with the way the bosses bend you over and over, you're gonna need a prophylactic. The game's hard, yeah, but is it too hard? Is Elden Ring really too hard? Before I speak on this, let me get my Souls resume as it stands. I've beaten Dark Souls 1 plus the DLC 4 times. I beat Dark Souls 2 plus DLC 3 times. Dark Souls 3 and the DLC 5 times. I also recently, my last playthrough, I first tried Madeir and I first tried Nameless King. I feel like the best of all time. I feel like the best around, nothing's ever going to keep me down. And there's Bloodborne, which I beat 9 times. And that's 9 separate times, including New Game Plus and the DLC. All with no spells and summons. Straight melee every game, mostly strength build. I actually just beat Elden Ring itself 2 days ago. And you might notice that I didn't put Sekiro or Demon Souls on there because I don't really like Demon Souls. Sekiro I love, but see, I got to the final boss of Sekiro and never beat it because that shit is harder than every Souls game combined. My point is that I've been playing these games for a while now. So before I give my answer to this age-old question about gang difficulty, journalism mode as you have it, understand that I'm not a casual, bro. I'm not new to Souls games. So here's my answer. Is Elden Ring too hard? Hell no, plus ratio, plus maidenless, plus L, plus get good scrub, plus cupcake is harder. But for real, Elden Ring is not too hard. And I'm gonna let you in on a little industry secret for all of you gamer girls and gamer boys out there. Souls games are hard, yeah. But nowhere near as hard as all of your internet articles and YouTube memes have brainwashed you into thinking it is. You really scare yourself out of playing Dark Souls. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It's not Maximo. It's not ghosts and goblins. And it sure in the hell isn't fucking Battletoads. If you're having a hard time, level up and try again. In Elden Ring, you can level up and not even fight. You could essentially get to level 70 and not fight a single fucking person. If you wanted to. But I'll get off that. If you're having a hard time, level up and try again. And if that doesn't work, there's a myriad, a fucking cornucopia of weapon art, spirit summons, and spells from various factions that you can use that make the game a cakewalk. If the frosting was made of lava. So as far as the whole easy mode debate is concerned, yeah, the game is hard enough to deter some people not used to playing games like this, but there is an easy mode. You just have to make it easy in a sense, if you get what I mean. But on the other hand, on the flip side of that coin, the games probably are way too hard and it's just my Miyazaki Stockholm syndrome talking. But I'll leave you with this, right? The point of it all. You might bash your head against a wall trying to beat that one boss. And you might bash your head against that wall over and over and over again. But when that wall breaks, not even when it breaks, when that wall cracks a little, you get the half health or something. When it just cracks, and then when the wall breaks and you beat that boss, because something just clicks, something just turns on in your head and you just get it now. Oh, it's pure elation. Euphoric. That feeling, that raw feeling of success and vindication for persevering where you could have faltered. That's just it. That itch for that feeling is why we play these games. So, buy the game. Damn. In conclusion, I think the game is a masterpiece. All things considered. For all of the bells and whistles, it truly is the Souls formula at its peak. The highs are the highest they've ever been, and I think with all of the hype it's received, It's nice to see the people who believe in the project so wholeheartedly receive their vindication. So is Elden Ring a masterpiece in a general sense? Yes. And I easily think so. But with the caveat that it might only be a masterpiece to those who had time to grow with the franchise through all of its highs and lows. To regular gamers, this just might be another hard Souls game that nerds like me like. But even if that's the case, I think that they will see that it's also a game that has a lot of thought and care put into how it plays, how it sounds, and how it looks. Elden Ring is a masterpiece. It just is. And I don't really do star ratings for games like I do with my movie reviews because I think games are harder to qualify in that way. Movies can receive a star rating in relation to other movies in the technical and traditional way of how a good movie is made. Games don't have that luxury, right? Because there's so much variation in what one calls a good game or a great game or one of the best games of all time, even to the point where one game getting a 9.5 or a 10 isn't the same as another game getting a 9.5 or a 10. Because the experience always varies from when you played that game, or what state of mind you played it in, or what else came out at that time. Say for example, when I first beat Shadow of the Colossus or Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, I probably give those games a 10, right? I think they're untouchable. And with that, I guess Elden Ring will be more of a 9 because those are the gold standards to me, or at least they were, and there's nothing quite like them out then or now in that case. Elden Ring, with all of its flashy bells and whistles, at its heart, at its very core, and this is going to sound rough, bear with me, it's still just a Souls game. But the best Souls game. The absolute best version of something we've seen since 2009. And if you really want to push it, 2011. But I'll leave you with this. To take something as classic and tried as Souls and still manage to make something as groundbreaking as this, it somehow teeters the line between being tried and groundbreaking. It's crazy. Well, in doing that, I guess you can say that Elden Ring is worth the hype. So yeah, it's good. Great. Most likely game of the year. Elden Ring is in fact a masterpiece. There's also this village, which I think is like a Midsommar reference, but I don't know. I'm an idiot. I still don't know why y'all watch my videos. I really don't. All my videos are trash. Nonetheless, if you're one of the 5 people who make it this far into the video, thank you for watching. I love y'all. Keep supporting, unless you don't want to. Goodbye.